So much suffering, so much anxiety endured, so as to rejoice in them now. And now, too, there's really more fear than joy. One is afraid, always afraid. It's precisely the age when there are so many dangers, both for girls and for boys. Hello, everyone. So today is September 25th, 2024, and we are here. We are here to discuss the next 25 pages of War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I have the notes in front of me. Okay, there's a lot of characters that get introduced. I think this portion of the reading was really fun. Last episode, there was a party or like a soiree or something like that. This one, we talk about parties again. So there's like a lot of like social gatherings, which is like, oh my God, that must be like exhausting. Socially exhausting. So I can kind of see why Prince Andrei is feeling the way that he's feeling, because it's like, are these obligations? But speaking of Prince Andrei, we left off with him talking about him joining the war. There were some things that I feel like I was spot on about Andrei. We talked about him just not necessarily really caring too much about society and all that stuff like that. And I think that's pretty much what he kind of said. So let's see what our boy has to say. He was going in. I was like, the 50 Cent meme. He's like, why he said F me for? That's what I was feeling. We start off with him saying to Pierre, I'm a finished man. Just like, okay, dramatic much, but I totally get it. So he goes, you don't understand why I'm saying this, he went on. Yet, it is a whole life's story. You talk of Bonaparte and his career, he said, though Pierre had not talked of Bonaparte. You talked of Bonaparte, but Bonaparte, when he was working, went step by step towards his goal. He was free. He had nothing except his goal, and he reached it. But bind yourself to a woman, and like a prisoner in irons, you lose all freedom. And whatever hope and strength you have in you, it all only burdens and torments you with remorse. Drawing rooms, gossip, balls, vanity, that is the vicious circle I can't get out of. And this stupid society without which my wife cannot live. And these women, if you only knew what all refined women and women in general really are. My father is right. Egoism, vanity, dull-wittedness, triviality, in everything that's women. When they show themselves as they are, looking at them in society, it seems there's something there, but there's nothing. Nothing. Nothing! No, don't marry, dear heart. Don't marry. So dramatic. But I kind of understand. I kind of understand where Prince is coming from. Prince Andrei. So here's the thing. I don't think that everyone is meant to marry. I understand that. For me, when I first started in my relationship with my then boyfriend, now husband, I didn't want to have kids. I thought that I was going to be on Broadway. I thought that I was going to meet Corbin Bleu, the actor who starred in High School Musical 1, 2, and 3. And we were just going to date, and we were just going to have a really free and wonderful Broadway actress/actor life. When I got with my boyfriend at the time, and I was like 18 at the time, never had a boyfriend, and so I was really excited. And we were so much in love. Everything happened so fast. At that time, I was happy. I was very content. But I dealt with a lot of, because I was, a stay-at-home mom, I dealt with a lot of like postpartum depression, and I just was in the house all the time. I'm still in the house. And anytime that I want to do something or start a project or whatever, it could be something as simple as like doing a puzzle or whatever. My 3 beautiful babies come and they want to do like I could hardly do anything on my own. Everywhere I go, I got to bring my tribe. Everything I do, they want to do. And so there's never a sense of individuality for me. And so reading that, it felt like Prince Andrei was reaching, or Leo Tolstoy, you could say, was reaching far into the dark depths of my subconscious mind and pulling out one of the thoughts that I would have. And these these things only happen when I'm like extremely depressed, or if I feel like I've missed out on life, and where I feel like where I think I could have waited. And so reading that passage helped me to better understand Prince Andrei. At first, I just thought like, okay, he just doesn't want to, like, he has commitment issues or whatever, right? And it doesn't have to be just about relationships, just about anything. But I understand, right, that fear of having your own life and not being able to live to your fullest potential, not having the freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do, try whatever it is that you want to try, and being on your deathbed feeling like, okay, I lived a fulfilling life. No regrets. No regrets. And so I could see why he has a special love for Pierre, because Pierre represents everything that he wishes he had and has, in a sense of like freedom and detachment from society, or their society, right? So after that dramatic, I'm a finished man line, he tells Pierre, because Pierre is known for, or at least Prince Andrei knows, that Pierre goes to Anatole's house. So Anatole is Prince Vasily's son, the troubled son, the one that they trying to marry off so that he can get some straightening. So Pierre goes to his house often, late at night, whole hours, and they be partying, they be drinking, they be doing some naughty stuff. With naughty women. Prince Andrei tells him, like, promise me you're never gonna go. And Pierre's like, on my honor. After promising that he would stay away from Kerrigan's place, Leo Tolstoy calls him characterless. And when I read that word, I was like, that's new. A characterless Pierre mental gymnastics his way to the Kerrigan's residence. I thought that was so funny. Upon arrival, we meet a bunch of like drunken men. The place is disgusting, it's trashed, drinks everywhere, and there's Bruin the bear, which was so odd. What is a bear doing there? Anatole tells Pierre that a man named Bolkonsky was making a bet with an Englishman named Stevens. The bet was that he could drink a bottle of rum sitting on the third floor windowsill with his legs hanging out. Who would do stuff like this? But I guess when the alcohol is involved, it's like anything's possible, I guess. I really felt the fear in Pierre when Dolokhov was drinking the bottle, and Pierre got so nervous that he closed his eyes. He didn't want to see what was going to happen. I think when I was at university, someone gave me some rum and coke, and that got me pretty loosey-goosey. I think I remember like feeling really fancy, but drinking a whole bottle of it, oh my gosh, like that's insane. So who's Dolokhov? Dolokhov was an infantry officer. He has no money, no connections, and he pretty much crashes at Anatole's place. But despite all this like scrub type energy, he's managed to get more respect from Anatole and his friends, more than they give respect to Anatole himself. Always gambling, right? He's always doing the utmost, right? The loudest in the room, the one that's willing to do anything. Pierre decides that he wants to try it, but they're like, no. Sit down, Pierre, sit down. Like, you can't even hold your liquor like that. And so they go off and they go out into the streets and they get into some trouble. So afterwards, we are then at another, I wouldn't say party, but it's more like it's like a gathering at the Rostov's residence. So it is the name day for the Natalias. So there's Natalie, who's the mom, and Natasha, I think she's like the second to youngest child. I don't know if this like is considered a birthday, name day. I'm guessing maybe it's the birthday. The ladies discuss the illness of a rich and famous Count Kirill Vladimirovich Bezukhov. Count Bezukhov is Pierre's father. So they talk about him, and his illness is getting worse. And they're saying that what Pierre did the night before could potentially make his illness worse if he finds out what Pierre did. Him and his little friends, they get caught, and he gets banished to Moscow for tying a police officer to Bruin the bear and then throwing the bear into the water. So you have Natalie and Princess Anna Mikhailovna. They're talking about this with like another guest, with another guest. I don't remember who that person was, but she was definitely very unhappy about the situation, even though it has nothing to do with her. And she's like, I don't want him around my daughters. Anna Mikhailovna, she doesn't hesitate to disclose that Count Bezukhov would be leaving a fortune once he passes, and it would either go to Prince Vasily, who is the direct heir to the money through his wife, or Pierre, whom he favored out of all his many illegitimate children. They have dinner, and they're pretty much talking about how it's been declared war. So a lot of the young men have signed up. One of the young men happens to be Nikolai and Anna Mikhailovna's son, Boris. So at the dinner table, there's a little bit of like stuff that's going on between the youngins. So Sonia, Natalie's daughter, is in love with her cousin Nikolai. I think they're cousins, but she's in love with her cousin Nikolai, whom a young lady named Julie tries to flirt with at the dinner table, which causes Sonia to become jealous and storm out. Natasha, who I think is the second youngest, is in love with Boris. Remember, he's the son of Princess Anna Mikhailovna and is now the officer in the guards. They both make a promise that when she is of age, they'll get married. I didn't talk about it last episode because I didn't think it was necessarily important, but Princess Anna Mikhailovna, she was at the soiree previously, pretty much just trying to hustle Prince Vasily to make her son Boris an adjutant for someone. I forgot his name. And so that is pretty much what Anna and Natalie talk about, because Natalie is amazed that she finds the time and the energy to go about going from place to place, trying to like make connections and talk to people and get favors out of them and all that stuff like that. And she's like, I'm willing to do whatever it is, whatever it takes for my son. Her husband has passed, and I don't think she has money. Like, no, she doesn't actually. She doesn't have money. And so she talks to her friend Natalie about her plan to go to Count Bezukhov because he's Boris's godfather. So she's planning on going to Count Bezukhov to ask to pay Boris's expenses while he's away at war. That is where we leave off. I want to circle back around because I do want to talk about another character. So Countess Vera, she is the oldest daughter. There is just something about her personality, right? So he wrote, she had such an irritating, unpleasant effect on everyone. She was the most disciplined, yet the least favorite child, which really sucks because the way that she was like smiling, and even though her mom was like being low-key disrespectful, she smiled, she remained poised, and it was weird because she told her, can't you see like I'm having a conversation, like can't you leave, like, and she's like, oh, if you would have told me to leave a long time, I would have left. But there's something about her personality that just kind of rubs me the wrong, it feels a little sinister, it rubs me the wrong way. She does something when she leaves the room, she goes directly to the kids, so Sonia, Nikolai, Natasha, and Boris, and she just picks on them. Like, she just picks, not a fight, but she picks a fight with them, and she's just like getting on them, talking about how indecent Sonia's behavior was, storming out. And so Nikolai calls her Madame de Genlis. And so I just thought that was really strange. So I'm really interested to see what happens to Vera's character. What is she going to do? Like, is she going to be like one of those characters that starts a lot of drama? I don't know, but I'm keeping my eye on her. So that's all that I have so far. These 25 pages that I read last night was pretty entertaining. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens tonight. I'm going to end this here because I don't want to make this too long. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are able to enjoy yourselves. If you are reading this, let me know. And so, yeah, till next time. Peace.